Hey everyone, your designers are here.
I'm Anita with Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
We have tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today, so let's get started.
So it's episode 74 already. And we thought today we'd just chat with you guys.
We're going to off-road it a little, aren't we?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe,
I'm a little scared.
Okay.
You're with
Ooh.
friends. It's okay. Just like pull up a chair and let's chat and see what's going on in our houses. And we would love to hear what's going on in your house. If you've got any projects going on or you have any projects you're thinking about doing, give us a call, send us an email, pop a review into iTunes like Michelle just did. Michelle,
thank you, Michelle.
If you're listening,
Thanks,
we
Michelle.
really appreciate your raving review. And we so love that we traveled with you cross country.
22 hours, right?
22 hours with teenagers, I think you said, right? And that we made you laugh. And believe me, we're laughing right along with you. Carabiners and carbuncles still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So we would love to hear from all of you in that way. And so we thought we'd just talk amongst ourselves today, and please feel like you are part of this conversation because you are. And if you're out there smiling or nodding or raising your hand or saying, trying to get a word in edgewise, which is really hard with this crew, make yourself be heard through email, voicemail, shout us out on Facebook or leave a review on iTunes, and then we'll round around with you after we've gotten to read and listen to what you have to say. So in the let's get real, pull up a chair, bring a glass of wine, cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever, iced tea, whatever you like. Let's hear what's going on at Yvonne's house these days.
Well, I have two major things going on right now. I'm still living with 27 boxes of hardwood flooring in our master bedroom and sitting room.
I think we need an intervention.
Yeah.
I think we need a crew to come over and get that done.
Well, I finally told Bob, you are not doing this project. Which
He was going to do it?
Bobby loves to do hardwood floors. He's a doctor by day, hardwood floor putter-inner at night.
Wow.
Putter-inner.
Yeah.
That's the official
Installer.
term.
Yeah.
I'm a putter-inner.
Yeah.
So you've been waiting because he was going to do it and now he just doesn't have time?
Well, he still wants to do it. But truth be told, I remember I've been in a wheelchair for 7 months now. I mean, I can walk now, finally. But I'm still in an air cast. And I was living my whole command central was up in my bedroom for months. So the boxes of hardwood came, and instead of getting done, they just sat because I couldn't go anywhere and I couldn't help organize or do whatever. So that needed to be done. So I'm still living with 27 boxes of hardwood stacked all over.
Didn't you host a shower at your house from a wheelchair?
Yes, I
From
did.
a chair?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
The
my.
woman
Yes.
amazes me daily, all the things you would never know. But yeah, so that's been going on in Yvonne's life for a long time now, but she's on the mend.
Yeah,
Yep.
hopefully. And then the other thing is they just took away all my kitchen cabinet doors today. I'm having my whole kitchen repainted,
Wow.
all the cabinetry. It's been white. It's been atrium white by Benjamin Moore since we moved in, which was 22 and a half years ago. And for the first almost 18 years, it was perfect. And then I had it repainted about 4.5 years ago, and it got so yellow, and I couldn't understand
So what, you painted
why.
it a white again?
Same color. And it was oil-based paint. So I had a bunch
It got yellow in 4.5 years?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. This is so interesting, and this is a good tip. I have a really good painters. They're called Two Dudes. I'll give them a real big shout out. They're a big firm here in my area. And they said the reason why is because 17 years ago, there was a whole bunch of great things in oil-based paint that made it great hard, and it made it stay the great color, but there was also bad things in it. So they took all that out And when I had it repainted, because we insisted on the oil-based paint, thinking, I guess I should have done more research, but thinking like, oh gosh, this lasted so long. That's what we want. They took all the really great stuff that makes it so good that's so bad. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So now we have to worry about oil-based paint turning yellow?
I don't think it's bad. Well, this does. It's white.
Wow.
A white. And yeah, they said it doesn't last as long, and a whole laundry list of things. So they took everything off, all my doors off today, because I'm going to have them all primed and then painted in latex. But they said the latexes now are so good that they'll even they'll impress me, and I'm a real lover of the old.
So you're having to have them primed, and then they're doing latex over
yes,
it.
and so I've got no doors on my whole kitchen.
Oh, that would stress me out right there.
Well, they said I could box everything up, but here's the deal: do you want to take like every single thing?
Oh, I wouldn't do that. Who has time for that?
But they said it'll get a little dusty if they're standing or what have you. And I just thought, I looked at it and I thought, I would just rather take out one shelf at a time, clean the shelf, wipe the dishes off and put them back, and all the food too, because I have big pantry doors. So that's what's going on in my life. So all next week I'll be living with painters in the house, but at least it's getting done. And we're not doing it ourselves.
That sounds good.
Well, that's worth a lot.
Yeah, that's some good tips about the oil-based paint. Yeah,
I know.
You can't. I think you cannot use oil-based paint here in California. It is illegal.
You said well, here in Pennsylvania,
yeah. So they're still
hanging in.
It's I don't think so. The bad things have been taken out, as we've learned now from Yvonne, but there are still difficulties in recycling it and getting rid of it and all of that. So we don't have
even
that
if it
here.
gets on you. I hate painting with oil-based paint. The cleanup is such a mess.
It is that's why we don't. That's the only thing that's oil-based in our house. Everything else is like latex. So that's why we're having it done professionally. But it's so funny to go into my all-white kitchen, and now I've got all these doors off. It's like visual overload. It's
so
just
you
like
didn't change the color? See, I would have changed the color.
But guess what? Oh, no. I love that color. But guess what I did do? This is another really good tip. I have oil rubbed bronze all of my pulls and all of my drawers. And I just was thinking, well, not that I want to go a different direction, but we're going to have a new backsplash put up. We're having like a mini freshen up, and I want to get new lighting for over my island. And I'm going with silver.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And guess what? They're painting it. They're painting what I already have. And it will save me hundreds of dollars.
Oh, for sure. Spray paint those.
I know they're gonna paint it all. She said, well, it's nominal. It is when you think of how much that would cost you to buy, because they have to paint all the hinges. But I really love my pulls, and I have the cup pulls for the drawers and the little knobby pulls for the cabinets, and I've got really cool little hinges, and I like them. So I get to pick out what color I want to do it. And if I were brave, I'd do it in nickel. I love nickel finish.
Yes, beautiful.
So I'm thinking the only thing I have to do now, I'm just going to ask your advice. I don't mean to take up all the time. I have a soapstone counter and a soapstone sink. And I have an oil rubbed bronze faucet that looks really good with all that black, but it's not going to match my pulls. Do you think I should get a new faucet?
Is it a very browny?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I was feeling really guilty about this because we just got this about a year and a half ago.
No, I don't think that's going to work very well. I mean, you're going with silver pulls.
Yeah. And see, I just got a new, we replaced our 27-year-old refrigerator, and I just got a stainless steel one. So it's sort of silvery. And I thought I'd go with that. But yes, I want to get like a real big gooseneck faucet, so I'm really excited.
Well,
okay.
The way
I see it is, you said, okay.
Well, the way I see it is, look, you're spending all this money. You got a new refrigerator. You're getting your cabinets painted.
Yeah.
You're spraying. You're changing the color of your hardware. And so it's kind of a shame if that's not working with what you have, that it's not. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much more. And I think you'd just be so unhappy with it if you didn't.
I agree. Anita, the voice of wisdom. There you go.
That's all she needed to hear. Yeah, you could go with you could obviously go with the silver, and you could do the gooseneck, but you could also do the matte black and maybe a bridge style faucet or something like that. A little more nod to the farmhouse look.
Yeah,
that
I
you've
think
got
I'm
going
going to
on.
go with something that has a great big tall neck and a huge sprayer. I'm just into those right now.
Oh, well, they look very kitchen. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very culinary to me.
They
Maybe
do.
the
That's a real. They look very authentically culinary. That's great.
Very,
What
look
about
professional.
Kelly? What about you? What's going on in your ever changing and evolving home?
Well, we're working on the barn right now, which is really super exciting. And that's going to, my daughters are really excited to be able to have more friends over and have that extra space where, the teens can be sort of dangling around. And something happened the other day. The disposal fell off from under the sink, which was really a pain in the neck. I don't know why.
Would it match mine?
Oh yeah. So and Peter, my husband, is not very handy, but he decided he was going to fix this on his own. Well, it was hilarious, you guys. So the under part of our sink is very tight because we have a farmhouse sink, and then there's the
it's hard to get. Yeah, I have a farmhouse sink, and it's a mess back there too.
Well, it's hard to get
so
under
tight.
there. There's just not a lot of room, and then we have the water Insta-Hot thing. So that's like a large canister. Then we had, and of course, when you're buying the thing and the guy says, oh, you should get the disposal with the extra engine or whatever motor. And you're like, and it's only
the
$50
XJ9000.
more. Yeah. So I got the XJ9000 for only $49.99 more. And so it's this, it's like a gigantic thing under there. And we heard this clunk and it just fell off. Because
there was no room left.
And then you just could look through the sink and you could see my sponges and stuff. I was like,
oh, that's scary.
This is not going to work out. So there we are, the two of us.
How did it come unbolted?
I don't know. It's just maybe like it like snaps into place. So
micro shimmying.
Micro shimmied. It like
is that what it is?
around.
But our sink at the farm, a few years after the house was built, the sink came loose from the countertop. From the granite.
Who would know that could happen?
I mean, it was epoxied on, I think. I don't know, but it was a little freaky.
Yeah. So here's Peter and he was like, no. I was like, well, we could call the plumber. And he's like, no. I already watched it because I had come in from someplace else. And he's like, I watched
DIY Network.
Yeah, exactly. He's
I've been online.
I know that's always scary, right? No, it's okay. I can do the surgery. I've been online.
Yeah, that's right.
So I come in from someplace, maybe the grocery store. I had all these bags and everything. And he's like, okay, I have to tell you something happened. You think it's the worst, right? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Happened.
Has anyone lost a limb? Is the dog still here? And he's like, the disposal came off of the sink. And I said, oh my gosh.
So now you have a faucet and a disposal off.
Yeah, just a separate.
So now it's easy to call the professional in there to fix it. Or did he keep going?
No. He, oddly enough, because he is a call the guy, or you call the guy. So I'm basically going for the phone to call Robert the plumber, and he's like, no, I've already watched the YouTube video. This is not going to be difficult.
I knew it.
So there he is under it, and then we're all scrunched up, and then I'm holding it, and he was sort of too big and I was too small. And so I'm laying down and I've got this thing over my head and it's like, you're not going to, even though it's super heavy, I was like, I'm not going to drop it because it will, take my eye out or break my nose. I'm holding it and the way it looked so simple in the video. And somehow we were doing something wrong. And then
was there wine involved?
No, this was in the middle of the afternoon. Thank goodness it wasn't at night. And then we decided, so you have the two little cabinet doors underneath. Somehow Peter decided it would be much easier for him to get in there if we took the door off.
Oh no!
I know
you
this goes from bad to worse.
I was like, no. I don't
and
think
the
we should take the door
doors
off because he's like, look, you just take it off, and then then we have the soft close thing and all this stuff, and it's like he's like, it's just 4 screws. We'll just put it right back on. But I just felt that was a bad idea.
And so you had that feeling.
I had that feeling. No, but okay, he insisted, and he couldn't get his shoulder in there or whatever. So he couldn't get the right angle because that's the way I was supposed to do it on the video. So anyway, long story short, after about 2 hours, And I did call the plumber for a little consult, but he seemed to think it was just hold it and twist it. But he must have made that video because that's what they were saying. But anyway, he got it in. He was so pleased with himself, you guys. I mean, this is a guy who graduated first in his class from Columbia Law School.
Oh, wow.
He was prouder of himself at that moment than any other time in his life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was glowing that he had put this thing back on.
Let me just stop for a second. Let me caution you. This is a cautionary tale. When they get that glow, just be very careful because they can be on to bigger and better things. And then eventually you'll have 27 boxes of hardwood flooring sitting up in your bedroom.
Right. So I see where this is going.
Oh my God. Thank God Kevin has never gotten that glow in his face.
This was the first time. We've been married it'll be 25 years in October.
Kevin's the
first
call
time.
the guy. Yeah. But I'm glad he doesn't do that stuff because people get in here, professionals get in, do the work, and they leave. Whereas my dad fixed everything. And the problem was it took forever because he didn't do it that often. He wasn't a professional. So it would take 5 times longer than it had to. And there would be some cussing along the way. And I would be the designated helper. So I would catch any wrath from anger at it not going well. And so the fact that Kevin says, call the guy, I honestly,
You're so happy.
I'm saying now it just makes me happy that I just call the guy.
Just call the guy. Don't even stop. Go directly to calling the guy.
So
then the door goes back on. But the door is just not right. It doesn't show. And it's the only cabinet door.
This is the cabinet door, right? How hard can that be to put it back?
You guys, I have no idea. I mean, and I'm pretty handy.
This is Peter's first attempt, so this
right.
is
well,
so
he did fix the garbage disposal.
He did fix the garbage disposal. I mean,
I would think the door would be a slam dunk.
Well, did you fix the faucet?
Well, there's nothing wrong with the faucet. It was just
the garbage disposal.
The garbage disposal fell off. Oddly enough. Just fell to the ground in there. So anyway, we put the door back on exactly in the same holes. I mean, it's not like he was taking it.
What?
And it's lined up and it's kind of minor, the inset. So, you can see that it's pretty even all the way around. It looked fine. Mm-hmm. We screwed the thing in and it gets caught on the bottom. And of any of the cabinets in my house, that is the one I open the most because that's where the switch to the darn disposal is. Mm-hmm. Right? So now you have to shove it close and it's scraping and the paint's coming off a little. So we need to revisit that.
So now you've got to call the painter.
Exactly.
And then the handyman in the hardware.
It's just a never-ending saga.
Yeah,
it's like they're in cahoots.
Yeah. So anyway.
The electrician at my house, he fixed the light, but he goes, "You're going to need some sheetrock work. Here's my guy."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Here's my brother-in-law. Oh, my gosh. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
Yeah. How about you, Anita?
What's going on at your house?
Well, nothing nearly as exciting. I'm doing some sewing.
Well, yes. It's been pretty exciting around here.
Well, but the scary thing was I recently got a serger, which has 4 thread. It takes 4.
That's big girl sewing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's big girl sewing. And I'm telling you, when I first opened the box, I just wanted, when I saw how complicated it was going to be and that it required tweezers to thread the thread through there. I was in my garage apartment and literally, I thought, if I just threw this over the edge.
Right. No one would know I bought that from Amazon.
But I'm going to bring you my Bernina serger, Anita.
I would love that.
I'm going to bring that when I see you in a few weeks.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Yes. So you'll have 2 to throw over. Don't throw that over the
other. So I said, but anyway, I did finally get it threaded. So I've been using it and I love it. So I have several sewing projects. I've started doing some sewing. I think I've talked about the velvet.
So what do you have the urge to serge? What are you doing?
Oh boy, you are good. So I want to make a linen duvet cover for my bed to put at the foot of the bed.
Now, why is serging better? Just because it has all those extra lines of threads?
It binds the raw
I'll tell you what happens is if it's the inside of, for example, the inside of a duvet or the inside of a pillow, my old sewing machine would just make a seam. But this does that. When you buy something at the store and you open it up and see the wrong side, you know how it's zigzagged and sealed?
It binds the edges.
Right. So it doesn't unravel.
Right.
That's what the serger does.
And it cuts.
It blows my mind. That's right. It cuts. So it trims any excess fabric and it completely.
Watch your fingers, Anita.
Yeah. It's pretty sharp. And then it seals that. So it's not going to unravel.
Together. That's
so who makes your serger?
Mine is made by Singer.
Well, if you need a serger, we'll put a link in the show notes. There you go.
Yeah. And then Yvonne's has a Bernina. So she was mentioned that brand as well. So yeah, so I want to make that duvet. I want to make some new covers for my dining room chairs, some little flirty slip covers for those chairs, and a couple other projects, some pillows. I'm adding some color. I'm kind of ready for a little bit of color in my life. We've talked about this. I had a lot of color. I think we all did. And then I went very neutral 6 years ago. And now I'm wanting to add a little bit of color back into my house, judiciously, not too much. Plus, because we're bloggers, we're constantly having to change things out because we work with sponsors. So I want things to stay fairly neutral, but pillows, as we've said so many times, blue and a little bit of yellow for the living room. I'm thinking a little bit of a soft duck egg blue for my bedroom.
Oh, I love that.
And a little bit of soft, kind of whispery pink for the dining room chairs.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's
like
going out
okay.
on a limb.
I got a good one. I guess so. When you said dining room chairs, so we found these chairs in the barn when we were cleaning it out.
Do you know what's in that barn?
Well, now I do. Then I didn't. It was so fun. So I found one, and then I found 2 more, and then all of a sudden I had 6 of them, and they're these cane-backed chairs, and they're really beautiful. One of them.
What are the seats made of?
Damaged. The seats. Well, they had. They were in tatters. Whatever there was there.
Was it a fabric?
There was a fabric, but literally it was just disintegrating. And some of them had nothing. So I decided that I was going to use these for my dining room. They're beautiful. The chairs I'm using now were thrifted finds that I had quote unquote reupholstered myself with a staple gun when the girls were littler, and I actually did this sort of like greenish pleathery material that I bought downtown just so I could wipe it off. That's when I was in my autumnal phase, you may recall.
AKA
Right. Tuscan.
Tuscan.
Yeah, well, there is autumn in Tuscany, but it was not Tuscan. I'm going to stand by that. So anyway, these chairs are fabulous. And I kind of like, I knew like, and Peter's like, well, we already have dining room chairs, you know? And I said, well, yes, but
Peter,
these are
he's
not,
so boring sometimes.
Yes, it's so boring. It's not just a chair. Look at these chairs. Like these, I think these are kind of important chairs. It's like, how could important chairs? What are you talking about? So Mr. Lanzetti, the upholsterer that I use, comes to the house to look at these chairs. And I have them out in the yard. And it's actually one of these days, it's like 99 degrees out and the sun is blazing. And I have all the chairs lined up. And I had purchased at the Rose Bowl a 10-foot long roll of grain sack with black stripes. And literally, it was just going to make it around the edges. So I thought,
oh my,
wow.
if this works, then you know I'm being sent a signal that I should go ahead with this.
It's a divine
if
signal.
Mr. Lanzetti says, and Mr. Lanzetti is like he is a upholsterer out of Central Casting. Like he looks exactly what an upholsterer should look like. He's an older Italian man, kind of looks like Pinocchio's father, you know. But I mean, I know he was a cobbler. I think not an upholsterer, but you know what I'm saying, right? So he comes and he's just like, oh. And he actually clutched his heart, you guys. Clutched his heart. He's like, oh, these chairs. You do not see chairs like this.
Really?
And I don't know.
I want pictures.
He was giving me a story. Well, they're with him now. If he was giving me, I don't think he's not a kind of guy that would give you a story. He's like,
now, what kind of wood are they?
They're stained really dark, but they definitely have, you know, I like them that way. They've definitely been banged up a little bit, but in a good way. I don't know. I would venture to say it's probably walnut. I don't really know.
Yeah, that's dark.
I mean, I know oak. They're not oak. And then there were these other two big chairs, and Peter and I were affectionately calling them Victoria and Albert's chairs because they have crowns carved in the top.
Oh, that sounds cool.
And a crown carved in the bottom. And and again, they were all falling apart, the seat and everything. So those, I was like, oh, I really don't need these to be done. And then when he wrote up the invoice and he showed me what it might be, I was like, oh, I for sure don't need these to be done.
Oh.
But he's like, you're just going to leave them like this?
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, you got
He's
shamed into it.
I'm giving you, you know, I can give you a better deal because if I take them all at one time and then
he's good.
Well, then of course you've got to do that.
Yeah. And I was like, you really think so? I mean, usually I don't get taken in, but I wanted to do them so badly. All I needed was somebody to like you with your faucet. I just needed a little nudge.
Yeah, you didn't need to.
He was like, oh no, this is you don't see chairs like this. You have
I know. I know.
They see us coming a mile away.
Yeah.
You'll be happy. Like I
think he did tell me I would be happy too. I think I'd be happy. So
have you gotten them back yet?
No, off the.
What are you upholstering them in?
And then, well, the 6 are going to be in that grain sack, and then the other 2, Victoria and Albert, I went and picked out this pretty fab fabric that's going to work with them. So I'm going to show you guys soon. They should be here by the 15th.
Oh, exciting.
Oh,
well, I was afraid you were going to say I had some tapestry chairs, French chairs, that were pretty old, and I had them reupholstered in a grain sack, some monogrammed grain sack fabric. When I went to pick them up, the guy said, oh, we had to replace the seat with foam. I'm like, oh, that's okay. I don't care. He said, no. He said, there were things living in your chair.
Oh,
I said,
oh,
gross. It had horsehair. It was so old. They had stuffed it with horsehair. And, you know, with all that organic stuff, I wish he hadn't told me that because I was so grossed out by that.
Now you get the heebie-jeebies when you bring it home.
Well, now it kind of makes me nervous to get some of this old stuff. I mean, who knows what's in them?
Oh, one time a friend of mine, we went to the Rose Bowl.
Ignorance is bliss sometimes.
I think so.
Oh.
You know, I'm a germaphobe.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, she got this little desk for her daughter, and we just thought it was the cutest thing. And again, it was like one of these days, it's like 3,000 degrees, and we're dragging this thing, and we put it in the back of the car. And she gets it home, and she calls me about 2 hours later. She's like, it is riddled with termites.
And she brought it in the house.
Yeah, and she was like, and of course, I made my husband bring it right upstairs into my daughter's room. She's like, now I have to tell him to take it out.
Oh, no.
So definitely check for French bed bugs and termites.
And termites.
all kinds
Well,
of
you
things
do
like
have to
that.
worry about it. I've had a friend that's bought things. You do have to be careful when you buy old things at auction because I don't think they're termites, but they're these other bugs that do eat. You know how you see antiques and they have wormholes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are insects.
Oh.
Those a lot of times the furniture still has them in them. So I had a
How
friend buy
do
some
they
stuff at
survive
auction.
all those years?
'Cause
Well,
they
I
eat
don't
the
know, but she
wood.
had to have it fumigated, and so they put the thing in a bag and spray stuff. And I mean, where I live here, I see that we call it the clown house. People have their whole house sprayed for termites, and
That
so they have
happens
to have
here
that
too.
whole-
I didn't
Why
know
do you
that.
call it? Why do you call it the clown house? Do they
because
have
it's
to
a
put it
red
in
and
something?
white strip. It's a red and white striped
Oh.
house. They plastic or rubber,
Oh,
whatever
oh,
thing they put
okay.
on top of the house.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my.
never saw that from the East Coast. And when we came here,
Yeah,
I was
I've never
driving
seen
around
that.
like, what are they doing to these people's houses?
Yeah, what is it? A bouncy house?
Yeah, exactly.
The clown house.
Fun.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, when you see the clown,
gracious.
and I had next door neighbors had the clown house. The house behind me had the clown house.
It's like the cone of shame on your dog. You know, like, oh. I mean, if
That
there's a for
it
sale
is.
sign, they have to do it. They just have to do it because it's part of the contract. But if it's just a random clown
No,
house
they're just
appearance,
random houses. They're not for sale. They're just
that's
people's
not good.
houses.
That's not good. No,
Oh yeah,
no,
we
no.
get the inspection. We're pier and beam. I mean, that's what my builder said. Because I thought, oh, we don't need to worry about termites because we're pier and beam. He goes, or because we got hardy plank, and he said, oh no, you're pier and beam. He says, if they chew off the piers or the beams, you're going down.
Oh my.
You're going down, sister.
Oh my.
That's
Hang
right.
on.
Oh. Okay, girls. What's your next project?
Oh, okay. Well, my next project is deciding whether or not I should go with the exposed cement and go industrial style in the barn, or somehow cover it up with tile or something. So that's what I'm wrestling with. So if
Go
anybody has
cement.
thoughts on that,
Hey, I'm going to say, yeah. I
Go
mean, I've seen
cement.
the concrete done.
It's
It's
a
so
barn.
much cheaper.
Yeah.
I think
although
it can look really great.
okay, so I think I might try that. And
Would you
you
do
can always
polished? Would
you
you
can
do
always go
polished
back.
cement?
I've been doing all kinds of research about sealing it and polishing it. I don't want it to be shiny.
Okay,
but I
then you don't want polished cement.
Yeah, and so I don't want it to, but I also don't want something to, if somebody spills something and then I'll have a big mark. So yeah, I think, well, now I'm done. The two of you think, and if anybody else out there has a thought, ring in quick because I'm going to need to decide that.
You're going to pull the trigger soon.
I think
Yeah,
so.
that's my vote.
That's your vote. Okay, I'm going for
I'm
it.
doing something so little compared to that. I'm making drapes for my family room. I bleached drop collars.
Oh, that
And
sounds
I'm
gorgeous.
going to use them as drapes.
Oh, I love that.
And I can't believe how beautiful they get when you bleach them. They get like nubbier and softer.
I haven't
It has a
seen
whole
that.
different look. It looks very much like a real heavy linen.
Oh, I need to look at that because I just literally hot off the sewing machine made my little straight lines and did the drop cloths for that porch. And
Yes,
I didn't
you
know
were
about
telling me that.
bleaching them.
Yes. Well, today on my
that was
on my
pretty on your
blog I
porch.
have them. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's my big project. I mean, it's going to take like all of 10 minutes to take what I have down and put those up. I have the little clips. So that's my latest and greatest project. But it was really fun. It's like magic. It's like a science experiment, when you put all the bleach in and you wait till you see how it looks and you take it out and you go, oh, it worked,
Oh, how fun.
Because this is my mind. This is the conversations that go in my mind. It could be like building a house or making a placemat. Oh, well, how hard could that be? That doesn't look that hard. I bet you I could figure that out. And then, yeah. And then, I mean, this is always what's going around in my mind. And then I'm thinking, oh, I could do that. That can't be that bad. And then I start and it's like, sometimes I get so thrilled when it comes out, like how my mind's eye has it just amazing. And then sometimes it doesn't come out that way. But when it does, it's like, oh, I'm a genius.
Exactly.
And then the other times it's go, why, what do? Do you call in a professional to help you? Do you like scrap the whole thing or just like muddle through and make the best of it to the end? And that's usually me. Like I'll just muddle through it and try to get through it and jerry rig it along the way.
I think we all, the people that do things themselves, we just assume it's going to be easy. We would never start anything if we had any clue how involved it was going to be.
I know.
I mean, and that's what I found with Kevin. I always underestimate how much work is going to be in any project, and he overestimates it. So he doesn't even want to start because he anticipates some huge involved thing. But he actually reads instructions, and that takes a long time. So
could take a week or two to go through the book and see.
Oh my goodness! Which is
now,
you
I'm
see
a
why
good instruction reader, though.
See, that's why we don't do the DIY. If it's something that requires help, I just don't do it. Sewing,
how hard
painting,
would it be to
I'll do
plaster that wall? I'm pretty sure I could do that.
Yeah. Oh no, no.
know.
See, I don't wallpaper. I don't paint rooms anymore. We did lay tile before, but I'm not doing that again. So it's.
Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. We're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants.
I even thought, because that's one of our jobs, we're having our backsplash in our kitchen done. And I said to Bob, how hard could this be? Seriously. I
know a lot of bloggers that do that.
Yeah. The demolition part. I mean, I've looked at the YouTube videos.
Oh, no.
Boy, there she goes.
I know.
She's been on YouTube.
But I don't have that gleam in my eye. But I am always like, how hard could this be? How hard is it to tile something?
And I don't think, how hard is it now? I think, I just don't have the energy for that. I'm just going to pay for that.
Well, but see, I
have
sort of
to
get a rush out of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think it's like, this is such a challenge.
I love it.
I'm so impressed with your moxie.
Oh, wow. Moxie. What a good word.
That's me, Miss Moxie.
Well, so I know there's something else going on that Kelly has that we're very, very excited about. Her latest baby project.
Yes. Well, I hope part of what you're all doing is clearing a little space on your coffee table or on your shelf, because
nightstand.
A nightstand, good spot, good spot. I have a book coming out.
Yay!
I think it's today, actually.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Today will be the 19th when this comes out.
Congratulations.
Oh, big day.
So if it's okay with you guys, I will put a link in the show notes. And
Absolutely.
Yes.
if anybody is interested, they can come over to my blog or Yvonne's or Anita's and have a look and see what it's about. It's called My Soulful Home, A Year in Flowers. And if you haven't heard me talk about it before, I'll just tell you quickly. It's all about floral designing, the simple steps, foolproof steps that you can take to make sure you can make beautiful designs every time, how to make your flowers last longer. And there are 12 tutorials that you can use either petal by petal or use as a springboard to your own ideas. And I take you through each month of the year, and they kind of coordinate with the seasons and what that month, holiday it might bring or something like that. And it's interspersed with different little stories and things from my life that I somehow relate to flowers. So,
how pretty.
Hopefully everybody, that buys it takes me up on it and buys it, enjoys it. And even if you just enjoy, learning about it and looking at it, I appreciate you taking the time to pop over to Amazon or to one of our blogs to have a look.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anita.
That sounds great. And I am participating in the Dash and Albert first ever rug design challenge. So they selected 14 blogger designers, and we've all designed rugs. And I really need you to please go vote for my designs over at the Annie Silky Instagram account.
Can you spell that for the last name?
Yeah, Annie. And then Silky is Selke. And that's the maker of the Dash and Albert rug. So if you scroll down, there's several designs. Mine are the last three when you go down. And then you just hit like on all three of them. There's a fleur-de-lis, a grain sack, and a quote. So I would very much appreciate it. I really, really need your votes. It's truly a dream come true, once in a lifetime, that they've asked some of us to participate in this. And so if I get the votes, they'll make the rug and
we'll buy them. See, that's just it. Now I'm going to have to find a place for that in my house.
Oh, so it's very exciting for me. So thank you so much. And anything else?
No, but this was really fun, just chatting about what's going on at our houses. And we would love to hear about what's going on in your house. Either tell us things you're up to, ring in on some of the things that we're doing. If you have opinions on Yvonne's faucet or my floor, or ask us any questions that you might have about projects that are upcoming in your house or things that just fell off the wall that you need to put back.
Oh, we've had so much fun today, and it was fun hearing about what's going on in your lives. And so, yes, please send us in any pictures or any thoughts about what's going on in your life and your decorating journey. So remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey there. If you're loving our podcast like we're loving our podcast, we would love you to rate and review us. Head to iTunes to do that. It's easy, and it would mean so much to us. And if you do rate and review us, we're going to enter you to win a fantastic giveaway. The details for the giveaway are in the show notes for this episode, and you can find the show notes at decoratingtipsandtricks.com.